Fight! Final round. Fight!
Call from Yorkville, IL. Call from Yorkville, IL.
Round one. Fight!
You're just taking up space.
Round two. Fight! Spawn wins.
There you go.
Maybe that's it.
Okay, that's why it wasn't working, because you were logged in as me.
There we go. Why? Hey, team.
Hi. What? Thank you. How are you?
Okay.
Thank you so much. You're such a good dog. Such a good dog.
Yeah.
Is that game still going?
One of the new Our Team videos with the Watchmen. We're gonna make the Watchmen will make an appearance.
You're gonna do something with Dr. Manhattan, aren't you?
I can't tell you nothing right now, but one thing I want to do, I'm gonna get this out right now on my computer, my notepad, so I can get you the. I forget a lot of that Disney stuff we were talking about, so let me get my notepad up here and write this down and save it. Because I remember you and I were talking, laughing about that. Notepad. I can't find this list. Hello, Notepad. Yeah, if you want to play a game live, go nuts. And then
Why are you
before
going
log
online, Mom?
Oh, I don't know.
I was about to say,
How do I get back
And then
out of it?
and then before you log, you're gonna have to give me like 10 minutes or something so you can bounce some ideas off me about that Disney thing.
But not this Wednesday, because the comic book store just reopened. They're doing Ma, hit 0, please. Hit 0.
I just did.
Hit X. Ma. Ma,
What?
give it to me. This is online. This isn't.
Oh, I see it right now.
I don't know what you did. Seriously, I can't get out of it. You don't know what you did, do you?
Press buttons.
I press buttons. Just... Cryptic, do you know how to get out of the training?
Oh God, no. Just probably, I don't know, select options.
Option something. She put it in training. We don't want it in training.
You probably gotta hit your option button, like that one on the right side. That's the only way you can probably get out of it.
No, you can't lose. It doesn't die.
Oh.
Yeah, hit options, Bob.
He said options.
Come here.
Here.
You're gonna have to come forward because my little arms don't read that.
Thank you. Go down. Hit return to main menu.
It says main menu cancel.
No, you don't want to do that because you'd exit out of our conversation.
SN page, they'll have a thing there for news. And every single time a white person beats somebody up of the opposite color, they'll have a story. Or if there's a crime having to do with a white person, they'll have a story. But if it's the opposite way around, they won't ever report it.
Really?
Yeah, I told one of my friends, I said, tell me if I'm crazy or not, but because I know he uses MSN to log in like me, and I said, just tell me if you notice the news just tell me after a couple months if you see that everything is showing white people crimes, mostly trying to show you that white people are racist, like they'll shove an article on a white guy beat a Chinese guy up. And I said, but while you do this in 2 months when I ask you again, tell me how many times you see an article of a colored person or a non-white person beating up an elderly white person or any white person. He's like, okay. And after 2 months, he said the same thing. It's like, I didn't see anything other than white people crimes. And it's all towards racism. I said, the media is, ever since Trump came in, man, have I ever realized how the media is controlled?
So anyway, like I said, my comic book store is doing drive-by pickup. What?
Oh,
Curbside pickup.
never heard
Curbside.
that.
Whatever.
Bye.
Curbside. Yeah, curbside pickup for your comics. Drive by.
How do you know what ones you want without being able to go in the store and look?
Because I have a list of books they pick out for me,
Oh, okay.
like frequent stuff. So, yeah. This one's gonna be kinda short. Just wanted to show you. It's gonna be me versus Mom. Okay. I did it, Mom.
Did what?
I got it set up so you can play me again.
Oh. Just play yourself.
Johnny Cage.
Mom,
Somebody had to do something.
I went through all.
Yeah, go through all that. I'll be right back.
Mom, come on.
Bob, I'll be right back.
Bob gets denied. Access denied. Access denied. Access denied. What movie?
Big time.
What movie?
I couldn't tell you, Cryptic.
Lawnmower Man. At the end, where he's trying to get into the main system so he can make all the phones ring, he's pushing everything inside the computer. And he's part of the program. It's like access denied, access denied, access denied, access denied. It keeps going like that, and then at the very end, it's like access granted. And then he slips into the computer. And the only time's running out, or else he'll be destroyed. He's an evil fucker. And then he said that when he has all the power of the world, like he controls everything that's electrical and everything, he said he'll let the world know that he's in power with everybody in the world's phone will ring at the same time. And at the end of the movie, everybody's phone rings. And that's the end. Then they made a part 2 and 3, and they were just horrible.
What was part? What was part 2 about?
The same thing, but like shit. It was like shit from a different animal. That's all it was. The first one was like this guy was like retarded, and the scientist was doing experiments where I think he was starting off with animals, and then he wanted to. What it was to make you become more intelligent. So he was doing his experiments on Job, this guy named Job, and Job was like this guy that went around cutting grass, and he was like retarded, and that's what he did for a living, was cut grass, and he puts like this thing on his head, and eventually Job gets like a little smarter, and a little smarter, and at the end of the movie he's like, like godlike intelligence, but he's evil. He becomes evil. But when he was retarded and that, he was like the nicest guy, like so nice. But then when he got super intelligent, he was just like the devil.
Smarter than
Not the
Dr.
real-
Manhattan?
That would be kind of an interesting one. Maybe they'd be kind of pretty close because Job can do all the things that Dr. Manhattan can. He can control atoms, particles. He can take your body apart, turn it into all these like molecules.
I gotta see
Yeah.
that one.
It's a Stephen King novel, short novel, made into a movie. Do you know who Pierce Bronson is?
Do I know who Pierce Brosnan is? Come on. He was on.
He's the main good guy in this movie. In
He
The
was.
Lumberman, Man. He's the main
He
good
was
guy.
on The Simpsons. Remember?
No, who was he?
He was on one of the Treehouse of Horrors.
Oh, might not have seen that one. He was like one of those guys. Wasn't he on a show called Remington Steele or something?
Remington
I don't know.
Steele.
There was this show that everybody's mother used to watch when I was a kid because they all liked
It
him.
was Remington Steele.
Yeah, that was the one that I went upstairs to play with my Star Wars figures when Mom was watching that.
It was about Remington Steele.
Yeah.
I
'Cause
don't.
it had nothing for me, you know. It had nothing for me because it was made for people's moms. It was made for women because they loved him, and he was like really super popular.
Oh, Remington Steele.
Yeah, and the name, eh? Ooh. But I also remember my mom used to watch another show that guy playing the detective, Stacy Keach or whatever. And he got nailed
Stacy
in real life with
Keach.
cocaine.
Good Lord.
Lost his show. He's in a really good. The Simpsons stole something from him. He's in a movie, right?
Right,
It's one of those horror trilogies where it's like 3 horror stories in one.
right. Yeah.
Okay, he's in a movie. I forget the name of it, but I can find it. And he's bald. He's going bald. He don't like it. Just like Homer.
Okay.
So he ends up getting. So I can't remember every fine detail, but he ends up getting this like hair transplant. And then he's got this like long hair, like Homer did, like that long, you know.
When he got the
look.
Moxonil.
And yeah, but in the end, the hair starts taking over Stacy Keach, and then Stacy's up there killing people and shit, and the hair's like just fucking evil. That's where the Simpsons got that one from. First time I seen this, I seen that on Simpsons. I was like, they always say the Simpsons did it. I said, not that time. Somebody beat you to it, boys. You stole that from Stacy. I forget his show he had, but I didn't like it. I was too young probably to like it, but my God, was it popular. He was a private detective. I don't remember the name of it, but a lot of people like this, huh?
My favorite stupid celebrity of my generation. Remember that girl that used to be big on Nickelodeon, but she got pregnant?
I don't know what Nickelodeon is.
Say again? I swear you said you don't know what Nickelodeon is.
No, what is this, like some brand new TV show you watch on Netflix, and then you're like, why don't you watch it? And I'll be like, Bob, remember for the 300th time I told you don't have Netflix? And you're like, oh. And then you'll be like, blah, 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 da, 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 and you're going on and on and on. I don't even know what you're talking about. You're like, blah, 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 and at the very end, then you're like, and then there was Maude!
That was fun.
No, okay, tell me. What is this about? What is this one about?
It was a kids network back in the late 90s.
Oh.
Okay.
Back in the late 90s, the only thing I really remember was that show, that network that Slappy was on. What was that called, that one?
That was Goosebumps.
Yeah, Goosebumps. That's the only 90s show I really remember for kids that was like kind of creepy.
Okay. But this girl was a big star. She was Britney Spears' sister. And how she lost her show was she got pregnant at 16.
No, none of that.
And it was a big ass scandal. It was like, Yeah, she went to Alabama. She ended up leaving the guy, but yeah.
That Stacy Keach one was called Mike Hammer. That was his name, Mike Hammer, private detective. And he was like one of those old-fashioned detectives, like from your comic books, that would like beat you
Just
up
the
with
facts,
the
ma'am.
answers. Yeah, just and beat the hell out of you. Yeah, I haven't seen Bones. Bones must be pretty busy. I haven't seen him in about a week on the PlayStation, which is very unusual. Yeah, because he must be back to working because the weather's better. You can't, because he gets laid off every winter and then he gets back on every spring, so he must be back out there. I'm glad I don't have to shit no more. I just nice and waking up whenever you want, going to bed whenever you want. Still have on something. Working sucks. It does. Mostly when you get a brand new video game and you got a job and it's like, ah. Yeah, so are you still playing this? Because I don't see you doing anything. If you're not, we should talk about so I can write down on this notepad some of those things.
Okay.
Ideas. I mean, what the heck were we talking about with Disney? That's the thing. I remember the Evil Empire, Disney. I remember stuff about Al Gore and a house plant, and then I'm like, and then it's like stops, and then it's like that Homer Simpson clip where he's just like, all the people in black and white, and all the people in Homer are dancing around. So they can't show the rest of the clip because he can't remember because he's too drunk.
I was delightful last night, Marge.
Yeah, it starts off where he's all like a gentleman having a little sip. So drunk he's running around with like these nymphs or whatever around the circle, missing footage, and then the end. Yeah, that's one of my favorite moments with Simpsons, that little one there. Because like, I know you don't party. You're not a big party guy, obviously, but I remember when I was in, like 18, 17 years old, I had many of those, and so did many of my friends, were just like great big pieces just missing. It's like, who was partying for 3 hours out there, and I don't remember. It's like, who was he? Who gets inside of your body and controls you? Because like, oh, I wasn't there.
Okay. I was inspired by the Itchy and Scratchy Land episode of The Simpsons when we were talking about that. How the robots go haywire. I remember I brought up that Walt Disney was affiliated with the he was affiliated with the Nazis.
The thing is that what I need to get any plot in there is all those little side things aren't good enough for an entire plot. It has to have
I know.
Like for instance, for example, I just make this up. Let's just say you guys are gonna fight Godzilla, and there's no Godzilla one coming up. I'm just giving you an example.
Yeah.
Now the whole thing I would do is this. My plot would be Kim. This is just me making it up on the spot. Kim Jong-un releases Godzilla from North Korea, and then I'd be like, North Korea? Don't you mean Japan? It's like that's what the government would want.
What you think?
Next thing you know, you guys are battling Godzilla, you know, and maybe the whole thing is like, Rob, you guys gotta stop Godzilla so it doesn't get to North America, and then for whatever reason, Godzilla's only chance to get to North America was thanks to you guys, and you guys helped him, but not knowingly. That's how quickly. I know I did it really quickly, but that's how I would plot it: is Kim Jong-un, Godzilla. Okay, let's make it go. Now, when I think Walt Disney, and then it ends. Okay, Nazis. I'm like thinking. I'm not sure how I can.
Okay.
There's not enough going on in the web.
Okay. We could say that they sent us down You've seen the video with me and my family staying at that hotel, right? The one where I went to.
Is that on Facebook?
That's on YouTube. I went to Universal, right? My sister.
What? What video of you doing that?
I went to
Are you
Universal.
serious?
I didn't announce where. I was like, "Hi, everybody. I'm in Florida," but I didn't say that I went to Universal in the video.
How old's the video?
It's an old one. I don't blame you for not seeing it.
No, I don't remember that.
But yeah, I'm at this hotel, and my sister-in-law says something like, just introduces my whole family and all that crap.
Yeah, no, I never seen that.
But you could say that I accidentally went to Universal instead of Disney. Rob said we needed to invade Disney for some reason. And then Bob went to Universal. You know what I mean?
Just because I'm quiet doesn't mean I dislike it. It means my brain's thinking all angles. That's nothing that a couple of people that might know me in real life, when they're telling me something, like an idea, and I'm all quiet, and they're like, "Why don't you like it?" I'm like, "What? Because I'm thinking."
I'm the
Because I
same.
have no emotion on my face, and they almost think that I'm like gonna say no. No, it's because I gotta think, because I'm very creative, and I don't mean to brag. It's because I paint. Well, I don't do it no more. I used to paint. I used to sculpt. I used to make films. Now I still make films. They're not any good, but they're there.
I'm the exact same way. My best friend asked me once, "Are you having a seizure?"
No, you're creative too, because like you like writing and stuff, and that's why.
But this guy didn't get what you just said. That I just sit there quiet. Now I know what it's like when I get quiet. I got like a dose of my own medicine.
I should get you to help. I never even thought about it until now. I don't know why, but I should get you every once in a while to help me out with some arting, because you're like a writer, and I can take your ideas and switch them all around. Like
Or like how I've said that for the last art team, the one I have written down, the only one I've written down, we're actually in a simulation. The whole thing.
No, I know that. Yeah, I know that stuff's for your book. Yeah. No, I just mean when you and I are like just talking like this.
I know. I'm saying it would be great if I could tie it in, if we could just work out the connections naturally. I'm saying you have a great idea. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Also, just to let you know, like, Rob has like some props. So if you ever got like ideas, like for one thing, when he takes his shirt off, right? He looks like George the Animal Steel.
He does not.
Have you ever seen that one video, man? When you guys go to West Virginia to fight the Sasquatch, and he's wearing the Donald Trump mask with no shirt on, and you can see it. He's
So you're saying that's genuinely Rob?
Yeah, that person in the video that was where he's like, blah, 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 and he's like,
I knew the
all
face.
here.
I knew the face was Rob, but what?
No, the Donald Trump mask one. It's like, let me see here under the.
I know what one you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like not the way he's on the tractor, where he's like kind of sitting on his couch, but you can't, or his chair, but you can't really see where he's sitting, but he is sitting down, and he's got like no shirt on, and he's wearing the Donald Trump mask, and he's like going, and then it's in the
Mom?
video where the sheep squatch, and I'm like,
You want to play?
I'm like, what the hell's that?
I'm gonna move the cars. I was just getting the trash out of my car.
Okay.
If you want to
And
go
I
to
didn't
a
know
pawn
he was.
shop, you gotta go.
I didn't know he was hairy until I didn't know he was hairy until the video, and I knew it was Rob because it's the mask he wears, and it's part of the Clippy game. I'm gonna try to just, I just want to see where it is here.
Who could it be?
This is, if I was to be asked, what is one of my most favorite, like, memories, or favorite things about, favorite, not memory, favorite, like, little thing, like how we talk on The Simpsons about the R Team, this is one I just love to death.
Haboob. He was now terrorizing a new area. Oh yeah.
What new area?
Oh yeah.
What new area you asked, Crypto Cowboy? That's a good question. He was in Virginia. And Virginia is where the adventure begins.
Because we're Andy.
Yeah.
Do you want me to show you the one?
Virginia's a pretty mountainous country, as I understand. Oh yes.
What did you say? You talking to me or mom?
No, you.
What?
Do you want me to show you the video that I'm in the hotel and it introduces my whole family? But
Yeah, just put the link on one of
that's where I am.
Put the link on one of my videos. Okay?
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
whenever, just your mom do that. Just 1 second. I love this, man. I don't know how my brain comes up with this, because I killed 3 birds with 1 stone. How? 1. The Waltons and you got the Waltons and Virginia. That's where the Waltons are from. You know that, right? Virginia. And
Yeah.
then also, Travis is from Virginia, right?
Yep.
So, that's like perfect. It makes a couple people happy, but the way I made this out and everybody's picture in there, and I put it into that same sort of color. God,
Pretty mountainous country, as I understand.
I don't know how come people I don't get more damn views. Like, this is funny. At least it is to me. The RT. Instead of the Walt, there's like the Walton's house, starring Rob Bryson.
And you were gonna do a Gilligan's Island one too.
Co-starring Bob. Yeah, I forgot about that.
And I was gonna be the professor.
Oh, maybe. Maybe I gave up on that idea because it might be kind of tough. Because it's like, you gotta understand, I gotta add certain clips, and unless somebody's dressed up looking like Gilligan, it kind of doesn't really work. And who the hell's dressed up like Gilligan?
I'll dress up like Gilligan. I'm not playing around with you. I will. I'll dress up like Gilligan.
Bucky, you'd have to. I guess you couldn't be the professor yet. If you were, then you're too smart to be Gilligan. Rob?
You're too smart to be Gilligan.
My God, if there was to be a Gilligan, it'd be Rob. But the seat where he lives, he doesn't have the luxury of you and me. Like, you know how you and I could go to a cheap thrift store and find a Gilligan hat? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that.
Like
Where
Five
he lives on
Below
an
type
island.
deal.
He lives on an island that doesn't even have brand name restaurants. He has to fly to actual Scotland.
Here
And then
on
there's a-
Precious's Island.
He said for almost 75% of everything that they get, they have to fly to Scotland or order it. It comes over on the ferry. He said, because I asked him, I think I told him before, I said, do you like pizza? And he's like, yeah. And I go, what pizza places do you got in Scotland? He goes, we don't have any, but we have a pizza truck.
Pizza truck.
Yeah, you know those trucks that go around the construction sites with food?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all it is. It's one of those. So he's probably just getting a frozen pizza heated up. But Yeah, I was kind of... Because I've waited a year and I've been so frustrated with the stuff with Rob and giving me one story after another, and 1 minute seems like he's going to get the computer and then he doesn't, and he finally did. And
Cryptic?
Yeah.
Everybody else, I'm sorry. I
Yeah, no
gotta go.
problem. Alright, we'll talk to you next time, buddy.
Alright, man. Stay solid, stay safe.
You. Yeah, take her easy. Have a good dinner.
Alright. Alright. This time I'm signing out because of my comics. He said have a good dinner, but we're not doing dinner yet. Okay.
Sub-Zero.